This is going to be a complete review of the newsletter platform Beehiiv. I'm going to take you directly into the platform so you can see exactly how it looks, its features, capabilities. We're going to talk about pricing and what the hype is about. I'm going to tell you straight up my likes and dislikes so you can decide if this platform makes sense for you or not. So first, before we get into all that, I want to talk about what the difference is between a newsletter and email marketing. So basically, there is no difference. It's just different terminology. And I would say there could be potentially different objectives when it comes to like how you're monetizing within your email list and your different strategies. But ultimately, like each email is technically or could technically be labeled as a newsletter, or you can have a type of like newsletter that's actually like a traditional newsletter that's basically sending daily or weekly news about a specific topic. But in most cases, like a newsletter basically is email marketing and vice versa. So it's not a big difference. It's not what you should really be focusing on. Or you can have basically email marketing could be if you're selling a product, if you're selling like your own like digital product, let's say you're selling a course, and email marketing is obviously the marketing that you're sending out to get people to actually purchase that product over a period of time. So don't think too hard about that. It's similar. It's basically the same thing. So with Beehiiv in particular, there are so many different ways to monetize. And we're going to talk about this a little later on in the video. I'm going to go into more detail of all the different ways you can monetize. And specifically, there are 20 ways that you can actually monetize with a newsletter using Beehiiv. So make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video so you can actually get all those 20 ways. But email lists can be very profitable when done right. In marketing, they say it is the number one marketing medium, the most profitable marketing medium. Again, but you have to be able to do it right. And it is a long-term game. So you can't just do it one time. Obviously, it's a way for you to nurture people to actually then buy whatever it is that you're selling. So yeah, they can be very profitable when done right. And it's what I like about email marketing slash a newsletter is that it's basically a living, breathing asset if you continue to engage your audience. So here's the thing, like if you create a lead magnet and you're getting people to sign up for your list and then you're just never talking to them after you try to sell them one or two times, then that list is not going to be engaged. It's going to be basically a dead list after some time, and it won't really be able to, even if you wanted to sell it at some point, it would be hard to sell it, or it'd be hard to judge the value on those people of that list because they're not engaging with you. It's kind of the same thing like if you start an Instagram account and you start getting a lot of followers and then you just stop posting, right? Now you're not talking to your audience anymore. So to sell that, we all know like you can sell Instagram accounts, right? If it's not like a personal brand or whatever. So to sell that account, I mean, you probably can sell personal brands, but anyway, to sell that account would be a lot harder because the engagement is totally down. It's way down. So it's not just about the number of people that are on your list. You actually want to have engaged people, people that are likely to actually buy something, right? Because that's the only way for you to make money in this world, right? For somebody to buy something. So that's what I like about email marketing, because if you create a list and build a list that is like large, right? You say you build 100,000 person list, and these are 100,000 engaged people. Obviously, not everybody will be engaged to the T or as much as you would want them to be, but you do have the potential to actually sell an email list. So that's what I think is really cool. And that's what I wanted to bring up, these two examples in particular, Morning Brew and The Hustle. So Morning Brew is like a business newsletter, and it was sold, I forget exactly what year, but recently, within the last few years, for about $75 million, right? So this email list was obviously a huge email list, but there was value within the people that they were, that was in that list, especially in the business niche, because if people are in the business niche, or if they're interested in business, they're probably going to spend money. So the higher buying behavior of a list, the higher value that list is, and the higher you can actually sell it if you were to do that. Similar with this email newsletter, The Hustle, sold for $27 million, and they're in the business and tech niche. Morning Brew also talks about tech too, but as you can see, again, a sellable asset. So you can build this over the long haul and eventually sell it. Like, let's say you get tired of running your newsletter business, or if you get tired of, you don't have a reason to use your list anymore. Maybe you change industries or whatever the case may be. You can sell it if you continue to keep that list engaged. So I want to show you actually the websites of these two. So Morning Brew. So here's Morning Brew. Again, business, right? So here's where you opt in, and um, they have their other articles and emails probably that they have written as well. So you can kind of like, pick and choose what you want to read. But obviously, after you opt in, they will continue to send more content. And I've actually been on the Morning Brew email list for like a couple of years now. I forgot how I got on. I think it was Graham Stephan that like put it in one of his videos. And since I'm obviously into business, I joined it, and I've always like looked at an email here and there, but um, I've never unsubscribed that. I always thought the emails were valuable, even if I didn't like look at it. I like to see the headline, and I'm like, okay, they must be talking about something good. Same thing with the Hustle newsletter. So this is another business and tech newsletter that I said it sold for $27 million. So guys, like a newsletter business, like it's really valuable. And the best thing about it is that like it's almost like one of those faceless strategies. Even I talk about on my channel, faceless YouTube channels, faceless Instagram channels. Like a newsletter is a faceless business model, but the business model is based on basically written content. So it's still content marketing, and it's still essentially becoming a content creator, but you're becoming a written content creator. You're delivering value to these people on your list through written content. So it's not like any videos or pictures or anything like that. I mean, you can include that in your emails, but ultimately, like if you don't want to be on camera, this is another great way to build a business. And I think after like these two major deals, I think entrepreneurs started to see the value in email marketing and a newsletter more and more. But I still think it's very underutilized. I still think email marketing in general is very underutilized because I sign up to email lists like all the time. Like literally, I've been doing this for years now. I just been like, because I've been in the digital marketing space for years, like over 10 years, and I'm always interested in seeing my competition, what they're offering, how their funnel looks, how their back end looks, how their emails look, everything like that, right? So I've been opting into lists for years, and I'm surprised when I actually see like high level entrepreneurs where like I'll opt into their list and like I'll get the lead magnet that I'm looking for, but I won't receive any emails after that. Like no welcome sequence, no reactivation sequence. Sometimes you get like an email if they're having a sale or something like that, but that's about it. There's no like nurturing throughout the whole time, which with some high level entrepreneurs. So like even the top guys and gals, some of them still don't even do email marketing, or they don't do it as well as they should be doing it. So I still think email is super underutilized. So if you can learn that and learn how to implement it into your business, I think you'll have an edge up. Like, and that's what I'm focusing on. That's why I'm going all in with email, because I've realized that there's so much money left on the table because people don't know how to do email, or they just don't do it at all. Like some people don't even try. And at the end of the day, if you're able to stay top of mind in general, you're going to make more money. And email is how you do that. So let's actually get into the meat and potatoes of the actual Beehiiv website. All right, so this is my back end of my Beehiiv. It's a small list, as you can see, that I've been growing. 98 subscribers, 32% after open rate. But that's not the point. We're gonna get into like the features, so let's get into that. So this is the Beehiiv homepage. Let me move my head to the side. We're gonna go right into pricing. So one of the best features about Beehiiv is that they have flat rate pricing. So if you've done email marketing for a while, then you would know that basically the more subscribers that you get, the more expensive most softwares become, because they base it on the subscriber count, right? But with Beehiiv, even their most expensive plan is about $99 a month, or with this current discount that I got it from like somebody else's link. I forgot whose link, but depending on the link that you get, you can actually get a discount. But basically, their most priciest plan is $80 a month, which comes out to be what, like closer to 1,000 a year, versus like other email marketing softwares. If you get like into the tens of thousands of subscribers, then you're going to be paying like thousands, multiple thousands, to maybe $3,000 a year. So it gets really expensive. Basically, the more you build your business, which is kind of, you know, it's not crazy, but it's like kind of annoying. So it's nice to have like flat rate pricing that no matter after you reach a certain number of subscribers, it's nice to know it's pretty much flat rate pricing. I don't know if if you reach over 100,000 subscribers, maybe the price goes up. I'm not exactly sure, but for the most part, you probably don't have to deal with reaching 100,000 subscribers right now. So until you get to that point, you can worry about it. But for the most part, when you're getting started and when you have like a decent sized list, anything under 100,000. So I just want to pop in here real quick and say, if you're looking for an email platform strictly based on pricing, then you're going to want to go with Beehiiv. There's not going to be any that are cheaper for the same features that it comes with. So I'm going to leave my affiliate link down in the description. If you're interested, use it, but make sure you stay tuned for the rest of the video so you can understand the actual features and the power behind Beehiiv. Then their highest tier plan will be just fine for you, which is $80 a month, which is very, very doable. And if you want to get into it, and you can obviously check out their features here. I don't want to get into like every little nitty gritty type of thing, but when I started off with the free plan, which is really nice because you get up to 2,500 subscribers. And when you're brand new, you don't have any subscribers. So and it takes time to get up to that point, especially if you're not running ads, you're just doing organic. So that's a really great amount of subscribers to have before you have to now move up to the paid plan. It didn't take me long before I moved to the paid plan because like there's just so many different benefits and many more benefits. So obviously that depends on you and where you are in your business. So one of the best things that I love about Beehiiv is that they have this knowledge base where they basically, show you exactly what you need. And if you have any questions, like you're typically able to get it answered by the chatbot assistant or by searching, any of the keywords in here. And usually you can find an answer. It hasn't been too many times where I've had to like glitches with the software. And I think I've had to email them a few times, but nothing major. So you can pretty much find everything that you need on this knowledge base. And I also like the resources tab, especially their blog, because this provides way more information than you could pretty much ever need specifically about the software. And this is what I'm going to talk about a little later on in the video, the 20 ways to monetize your newsletter. I wrote all the 20 ways down, so we'll get there in a bit. And they even have this newsletter XP course. It's called Newsletter XP, the world's top newsletter course. Now, I was looking into it and I was considering getting it. You're able to get it if you pay $9.99 flat out, or if you upgrade to the highest tier plan, you're able to get it. Like you get access to it if you're paying that monthly plan. My only hesitation in getting it is that it was more like a webinar where they have like basically these experts who have built like very successful lists. Obviously, the first employee at Morning Brew, Cody Sanchez, like a lot of these people are like some top people that built like very successful email lists and newsletters. But I don't know if it would have went into the topics that I was interested in, which is more so about like the practical email copy part of it. So that's the only reason why I didn't get it. So I actually did purchase another course to kind of hone in on my email copywriting skills. And this course honestly blew me away, guys. Like, I'm not even lying to you. I'm never going to like pitch you on something that I don't believe has true value. And this course is called 80/20 by Ian Stanley. Man, like he put so much value in this course. Like it's crazy. If you want to enhance your copywriting skills or just attain copywriting skills in general to increase your revenue and sales within your email list, then you want to get this course. Like, I'm not even hyping it up. This is just real. I'll put the link to this in the description. It's going to be my affiliate link. But seriously, guys, like if you want to learn how to write good email and you want to learn how to convert people into sales on your email list, then check this course out. I'll leave the link in the description. And if you don't want to do that, if you don't really want to like build out your email sequence yourself, then you can actually hire me to do that for you. I'll build out your entire email sequence. If you want to talk more about that, I'll leave the link to book a call with me also in the description below. Let's get back to the video. So let me show you guys exactly what it looks like directly in the software. So this is where you can create your post, right? This is where you create your email. You can create it from scratch or you can use a template. Right? So you always have that option. This is where you have your audience, your subscribers, your segmentation, your automations. Like I have one workflow that is basically giving out a lead magnet, and I just have all these emails. And so you can build that out, and it's really simple. It's really organized. I love this part. I love the workflow. You have the portion where it's like grow, so basically showing you how to grow your email list. So what I really like about this is that there's so many different ways that they allow you to grow your email list directly on the platform. So one of the best ways is actually this referral program right here. So I'm going to show you an example here. So this isn't directly on Beehiiv, but I want to show you the gist of it. So this guy, I follow him. He's like, he teaches you how to land sponsored deals or sponsorships on YouTube. And this is just an example. So, like, basically, you're able to get people to refer your email list to other people. And then the more that they refer your list, the more, like, gifts that they can unlock. So in this case, you're one referral away from unlocking your secret sponsorship research, whatever that is, right? So that's the premise behind it. And they include it directly in your email. So it's super nice if people, you can go up, like, let's say if you want to have a goal for people to refer 5 people, and then they get like access to like a mini course or something like that. So it's a great way to grow your list. They have other ways to grow your list too. They have this recommendations. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. And then they have the monetization. So there's 3 main ways that you can monetize directly on the platform. One of the ways is through ads. So I'll show you guys an example right here. So my newsletter is about motherhood and it's about business. So basically showing mothers how to make money online, right? So recently I've had 3 advertisement opportunities that were presented to me. And they send you these advertising opportunities pretty much every week. As long as your list is, like, I guess, actively growing, because if it's not growing, they're probably not going to send it to you. So they sent me these 3 opportunities. I'll show you right now. One is by Brad's Deals, Empire Today, and Money.com. Now, obviously, you have to choose an ad that's going to mesh with your audience. You don't want to just throw something random like carpet and floor. I mean, we're moms, so we might be interested in that. But definitely money.com, because these are a group of moms who are interested in making money, right? So that makes sense. Um, so that's a really good way to monetize, and you can monetize through either the clicks or the opens, right? So you can look into that more, but it's one of the best ways to monetize on Beehiiv. Also, another way to monetize on Beehiiv is by these boosts. So boost is basically when somebody opts into, let's say, my newsletter and they join my list, then they will be presented with other options. Actually, I'll show you guys. I don't know why it's not showing me, but in this example, let's say I opt into, this is a Beehiiv newsletter. And if I enter an email, this isn't my email, but I'm just going to enter it anyway. If I enter this email, right, then a list of other recommended newsletters will pop up. And basically every single one that I click, if I join all these newsletters as well, then this person who owns this newsletter that I just opted into will get paid. And these newsletters are paying this page to basically um, get me to opt into these other emails. So basically what I'm saying is, this newsletter that I just opted in is recommending these other newsletters. And this guy will get paid for every single newsletter that I also opt into. Does that make sense? Because these newsletters are paying this guy to be recommended. Let's say they might pay him like $2 for every time that, like, I opt into any of these other emails. So basically everybody that comes to this page and opts into this guy's email newsletter and also opts into this, he not only collects a lead, but then also gets paid on every time that somebody joins any of these other lists. So that is Beehiiv Boost. And then another way to make money is through paid subscriptions, basically a paid newsletter. So you can, if you've ever seen a newsletter where it's like some of it is free and then you get to a point where the rest is like blurred out, that's a paid newsletter where basically they're putting the rest of the content behind a paywall, and people pay anywhere from like $1 to like typically $20 a month to access newsletters, paid newsletters. So that's another way to make money. I'm going to go over the rest of the 17 ways and actually give you a bonus at the end of it. But I'm not going to go into depth of all of the different ways because that'll be a long video. All right, so we talked about ads, we talked about boosts. Sponsorships are another way that people make money. So it's different from the ads, but basically people will sponsor your newsletter to be included on your newsletter. So basically, let's say a company might sponsor you and pay. A company might sponsor your newsletter. Basically, let's say they might pay you like $1,000 in order for you to feature their company in your emails. So that could be like, I don't know, 3 newsletter posts for like $1,000, and you're just basically including one of their products in your emails or whatever the case may be. So you have the paid community. We talked about the paid newsletter, curated content, affiliates, courses, digital products, coaching and consulting, job boards, events, experiences and tours, speaking gigs, agency services, access to data or productized services, SaaS, software as a service, challenges or competitions, masterminds, books, merch, and physical products. And the bonus is a tip jar. So Beehiiv allows you to include a tip jar just for people to tip you, similar to, I guess, maybe Patreon that people use on YouTube. So many different ways to make money with a newsletter. Literally pick one, two, or even three and focus on making money that way. So, in my personal opinion, I think Beehiiv is one of the best platforms to actually run a media business. So, if you're selling coaching and consulting, any info products, anything like that, I think Beehiiv is great for it because essentially you are a media business. You're selling media, you're selling information, right? And one of the best parts about this that I forgot to mention earlier on is that in your first level, the first tiered paid plan, that $30 a month plan, you actually get 3 accounts, which is 3 different newsletters. So if you wanted to start 3 different newsletters, which I probably don't even recommend if you're just starting, but if you did want to start different newsletters in like the business niche, in the tech niche, in the AI niche, which is kind of similar to tech, then you could do that, which is amazing because it's like you have the flexibility to basically do more. And again, as I said earlier, it's a flat rate, right? Until you get to that 100,000 subscriber mark, which takes quite a while. You'll probably be making a lot more money by then. Having flat rate pricing goes a really long way. Now, the cons, I know I didn't talk about too many in the video. However, I really don't see too many cons. But the few ones that I did see is that all the landing pages that Beehiiv provides you look the same, right? So they provide this general like opt-in landing. They provide this general page. I'll show you mine, but I'll try to blur it out because I don't want you guys to know which I'm doing it organically on another platform through Instagram, as you've seen in my other videos. So I'm not going to show you the name of it, but I'll show you the page. So basically, all the Beehiiv landing pages look very similar, which could be a negative, but I honestly don't think that many people would probably pay attention to that or even notice it. Like, I am in the Beehiiv world, in the email marketing slash newsletter world, and I don't even see like that many pages. Like, I mean, like it's not that big of a difference to me, and it's not going to stop me from opting in. Like, I'll notice like, oh, this is Beehiiv, this is a Beehiiv like newsletter, but it's not going to stop me from opting in. So I don't really know if that's a con per se. But it's something to take into consideration, especially if you want to do like your own customized landing page. You can do that, but it is hard to integrate with with Beehiiv's API. So I don't know if you want to get like real techie with that. You might need like a developer to help you with that. Um, and unfortunately, the landing pages look the same because the landing page builder is very limited. So I just keep it simple. I just use the general, whatever they provide me. I'm using it because it works. There's multi-million-dollar businesses on Beehiiv, so I don't need to change anything. Now, if you're interested in getting started on Beehiiv, I highly recommend it. I'll leave my affiliate link in the description below. Now, obviously, you don't have to use my link if you are thinking about getting Beehiiv, but it does help me continue to put out free content on my channel. So if you do want to get Beehiiv, why not use my link? But if you don't, it's not a big deal. And if you actually want somebody to just build out the emails for you, then I'll leave the link to book a call with me in the description below. Make sure you subscribe and like the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.